Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Here we come to another episode of Crypto Talks, and this week it's very exciting to learn more. This is episode 176, and today this will be the last episode of season 7. We're opening next week a new month with a new season. That brings us to our season 8, and we're looking forward. Today we have a specialist with us and the lineup that we will have after him. So let's welcome directly our guest on Dxtalks, Mr. Samer Hani. He is the Director of Sales of Operations of Matrix 42, Eastern Europe, Middle East, Africa, Turkey, and Greece. Welcome aboard, Samer.
Hi, Rudy. How are you doing now? Thank you so much. That was a long geography title, right? Like so many countries. But anyway, we are so happy and proud that we are managing such number of countries from here, from UAE, as the headquarters. This gives us the edge to meet and communicate with multiple types of customers with different culture. And this is what makes Matrix 42 really special, because Matrix 42 goes directly into the business transformation stage where we help customers solve their problems and get things done in a much better, efficient way. So for everyone else to know, my name is Samer Hani, and I work for Matrix 42, based in the Dubai office.
Thank you, Samer, and lovely introduction. And yes, that's the beauty of being in the Middle East and then trying to interview of what's happening in the region. Tell us a little bit about Matrix 42. And also, we are participating in one of the best events in the world, G-7 Africa. If you don't mind telling us, what are we expecting also from that?
Sure, absolutely. Just to tell you brief about Matrix 42, and there's nothing better than giving you live examples. We just today had a meeting with one of the best consultants in South Africa, and their job is to provide consultancy and services for big much customers, where they deal with their problems, the day-to-day problems, their complex IT environment. Some of those clients that they want to move from on-prem to go to the new, let's say, cloud adoption, be it in AWS or Azure or Google Cloud, etc. And one of the key things that they were talking about is that how we can deliver the right platform to our customers to accommodate all of the IT complex scenarios when it comes to application systems, infrastructure systems, maintaining the best user experience for their end users, or when they deal with their contractors, external consultants, and so on. So they found out that Matrix 42 really have the powerful platform that can provide all of this, where you can provide the best visibility for the customer. And when we talk about visibility, we're talking about the dependency mapping and the relationship, because each service is really dependent on so many other, let's say, IT related stuff and business stuff. For example, a switch, a router, it's dependent and it has a relationship with another, let's say, system. For example, a payroll might have a relationship with the e-commerce platform. Why? Because the e-commerce platform is pulling the user's data to log in from the payroll system. You see how it is interrelated, and then setting this visibility into action, where they fix the business process, utilizing the enterprise service management, which is very important, because that's where you align the ITIL processes with the right business process that the client is trying to adopt and apply, which in return gonna give him the right transformation moving forward. So all of this are combined under what we deliver, which is the enterprise service management capabilities that has the asset management, the life cycle procurement, contract management, incident management, change management under the service desk, the release deployment, and the software asset management to do license optimization and make sure that the compliance is in place where they don't get penalized or they have a problem with their licenses on yearly basis. So that's somehow what we do in Matrix 42 and how we can help customers.
Very interesting.
Your second part of the question,
yeah, that's the very interesting part.
Yes. So Dxtalks Africa is we're really excited to be there. We're really excited to meet the customers and partners there. And the beautiful thing there is that they have invited all type of customers, all type of partners. And I want to emphasize on certain things that in the African market, they are emphasizing on the empowerment of women, on the empowerment of youth. And this is a life changer. This is something that we are promoting. This is something that Matrix 42 is part of our culture, to have that kind of stability, to promote new leaders. And there's nothing better than showcases how our platforms will be helping organizations to manage their internal systems, IT systems, align business processes, and let them focus on what's more important, which is being innovative, creating new ideas, and make the business thrive and have better strategies in place to reach the outcome, the successful outcome. So in Dxtalks Africa, we will be having our booth there, and we will be more than 5 team members. I can't recall where exactly is the booth, but that's great. Thank you so much, stand number 2C40C. And we're gonna meet a lot of partners, a lot of clients there. And whoever is watching us, they are more than welcome to be part of this success stories that we're gonna deliver there.
Yeah, very good, very good. Thank you, Samer. Thank you for being with us. So do join if you are. I know so many people actually going. I was just messaged that if you are going, let's see you. So Matrix 42, Dxtalks Africa, Morocco, Marrakesh from 31st of May till 2nd of June. Don't forget to go to your stand 2C, 40C in Dxtalks Africa, which is happening next week. So we're 7 days away. I know the team is getting ready to travel and be on the forefront of offering this technology so that you can help organizations achieve their targets and work optimized. I guess.
Ask me. I have lots of boxes. The team here, they have worked really hard in making sure that everything is aligned with the Moroccan policies, and this is very important. Even if you want to carry medicine with you there, just make sure you have your prescription ready. So this is one of the key things that was highlighted to me. So even if you are carrying personal medication, please make sure that you have a prescription with you.
Great. So thank you, Samer, again. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining this section. We wish you all the luck. Hopefully we'll see you in Dxtalks Africa. All of the best. Make sure to join the stand. Any last words before you go?
Oh, no, thank you. Just looking forward to meet everyone there.
Great.
Thank you so much.
I guess it's a long day. Yeah. Have a good one.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. So here we go. Do make sure to join. Join me in the back end. Let's wait a minute and we will say hi to Tay and then continue with our format. welcome again. Let's have Tay check on him. He's been missed in action for a while. Uh, Tay, are you with us? Because I see your connection is bad. Your connection is bad. So we'll wait Tay to come. Meanwhile, I'll go with a round of news. So welcome again to our episode. Uh, let's see what we have for 24th of May. We are, as we mentioned, we're going into season 8. We're going to season 8 next week as of beginning of June. So we are more than happy to end today's season and then tick off season 7 with a great change, a great season, I would say, beginning of the year. It was amazing. So Tay is back. Hello, Tay. Welcome on board.
تحياتي لك رودي ولجميع المتابعين على ديكس توكس. It was quite a break from everyone. So my regards, تحياتي للجميع مرة تانية. نحن بالأسبوع ال 21 من السنة week 21. We are halfway through the year. A lot of things happening. One of the biggest, I would say, events for this year is launching Flu's token. Today we launched on MEXC, so congrats to the team on that. And we're happy to be back. Happy to be back. Happy to share some new insights. We curated as well 5 pieces of news for this week, and as summer is approaching, we remind everyone with the Litecoin halving in August and the upcoming Bitcoin halving next year. We celebrated Bitcoin Pizza Day as well 2 days ago, one of the most top significant events in crypto and Bitcoin on a yearly basis. So all in all, it is on the right bright side. But unfortunately, مثل ما بنعرف, crypto markets are like a roller coaster, and as we are speaking, markets have dipped below the $27,000 level. هلا it's Bitcoin is trading on 26,330. Ethereum is trading on 1,793. Mainly Bitcoin in the last 24 hours dipped approximately 3.5%, and it's creating some concern. No panic yet, just some concerns.
Indeed, it was an exciting week, I would call it. So let's continue. I'll put you in the back end, and then 1 minute we'll be with you so we can continue. Yeah. So as we every week we are on progressing in the world, and that's the beauty. So I had an interview today. It was purely about spam, fraud, and what's happening in the world of scam, in the world of crypto. And it was very interesting interview. It was actually more of investigation than it was more than an interview. The amount of information that was shared, it was crazy. So do watch out. Do take care of your personality. Do take care of your name on the internet, because that is becoming your identity. So as far as events, we have Future of Healthcare that's happening soon. We have Emerge, Precision Med, Security Transformation, and also we're glad to partner with Comex, Wikifinance, and the second Mina Gaming esports. And most importantly, the news today is congrats again to the team of Flus and today on the achievement of being listed on MEXC Global. I think you had a nice run in the early start. So it is already a run. It is already a success. Being there, seeing the hype on it and what's happening. So we just wanted to wish you officially from us.
Thank you, Rudy.
Can you tell us more about it before we proceed?
Yeah, definitely. The team has been working round the clock the past few weeks, I can say, on securing this listing with MEXC. And what we aim to bring to Middle East and North Africa in specific is the compliant, safe, and simple crypto ramping and off ramping experience away from Telegram groups, away from WhatsApp groups, going through your local favorite payment provider, whether it's Western Union, MoneyGram, Visa card, MasterCard, even Apple Pay, all these payment methods. We facilitate crypto to fiat and fiat to crypto conversions using a network of aggregators that we utilize for the end consumer here. Developers will definitely love those APIs and SDKs because they're simple and easy to integrate, and they provide a long range of service providers like Coinify, MoonPay, uTorg, where all those people who wanna use crypto ramping services, they can find their favorite currencies, their favorite payment methods on those SDKs and APIs. So all in all, it was a great experience on you know giving birth to this token. The utilities, they range from having a vote on the future development of Flus, whether it's features, added coins, or it can be from the reward side where you're providing liquidity, you're earning rewards on your staking programs. So it is, again, I mean, seeing it live on Mexi, it's a relieving feeling, but there is much more work to be done now in building more and more services for our community.
See, now I think now the works comes in. So again,
Exactly.
congratulations on the listing.
Thank you.
We're more than happy to you know to see this. So here we go. Let's do the round of news. So before we continue, just wanted to mention that 2 days ago it was the Bitcoin Pizza Day. Let's look at the movie by Binance and then we'll continue with you.
Bonjour, Finance Pizza.
So if you tasted some pizza in the last 2 days, that was probably a Bitcoin pizza. Tay, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rudy, وتحياتي للجميع مرة تانية. Welcome in week 21 with the crypto news. As usual, we start with a runway on what we found most interesting from data on the Bitcoin blockchain. And according to Glassnode for this week, we saw an all-time high in the holding activity in Bitcoin. So we've seen a lot of support on holding coins that are more than 1 year old. Approximately this ratio, you know, on the BTC asset for supply held for longer than 1 year continues to push on onto new highs. We're talking on a supply that was last active more than a year ago, 68.1%. Supply last active more than 2 years ago, it's 55.2%. Supply that was last active for more than 3 years ago is 40%. And supply that was last active for more than 5 years is 28.9%. This is a remarkable indicator of the holding activity in the Bitcoin network. It shows the strong belief that is still there and translated in those generally what we know in the market as the range of diamond hands into weak hands, but still having a supply that is more than 1 year that was last active with 68.1% is as well a all-time high. On the other hand, we saw a drop of basically scams this quarter of 2023. So compared to last year, we had in the total of 2022, we had approximately $3.7 billion in scams. Actually, there is a drop 70% in the amount of scams that we saw between quarter 1 2023 and quarter 1 2022. The amount of scams that happened in this quarter approximately are between 10 to 30 million dollars. One last thing that we picked as well from Glassnode for this week was basically the volumes on inflows for this basically this year in May 2023. The inflow volume to exchanges, this means the amount of Bitcoin that is coming into the exchanges had an amount of 300 million US dollars, while compared to 2021, so May 2021, the amount of inflows to exchanges was approximately $4.2 billion. This 90% sharp drop in inflows to exchanges is as well backed by the low activity that we're seeing today on exchanges. Nevertheless, that can be a signal for an uptick in activity to come in the future. This was mainly the major points that we wanted to share from Glassnode for this week, week 21. We picked up 25 major news that happened around the world that will have an effect sooner or later on the crypto prices and the crypto behavior in general. We start from the G7. Of course, you know, the geopolitics around us is taking a new shape. We saw in the Arab League a new change in the past 12 years that did not happen in the Arab League. Now is showing some political lenience or changes. This was reflected as well in the G7 summit. What common between those two summits, the Arab League and the G7, was the visit, of course, the Ukrainian president, but as well the focus on cutting ties to money laundering activities, trying to curb financial terrorism, and building this new age of prosperity and transparency, whether it's in financial networks or in social networks as well. So the common ground where there is now an international agreement on fighting money laundering and fighting financing terrorism through cryptocurrencies and through digital payments in general. So there is a more firm action on taking a stand after as well what happened with FTX. So they want an end to this lawless crypto space. And we saw Mika coming up, where we have significant changes in the cryptocurrency industry in Europe. But at the same time, that FATF is saying, or the institution responsible for financial, as like the financial crime watchdog, is saying that 73% of countries are still non-compliant or only partially compliant to the watchdog standards when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Lebanon is as well a threat to become under more scrutiny from FATF. So there is rumors that might delist Lebanon and added to the gray list of countries that international financial institutions need to watch when they are working with. I hope this won't happen, because this can affect as well crypto users, since now most of the crypto platforms that people use in Lebanon are regulated under international law, and they have to comply to FATF. The second news that we want to share with you this week is coming from Ledger. We all heard the controversial statements that came from Ledger executives regarding the possibility of their private keys or the seed phrases of their clients to be shared with the government or leaked from the device. This created a wave of anger and panic at the same time. Ledger came quickly to, fix this error with a statement to release a little bit of the tension in the market around their brand and around their product. And they reassured their customers that this will only happen with a court order. Still, it did not, as they say, easen the fear of their users. And if I might be mistaken, or it might be a rumor, it is not confirmed yet, that Ledger is going to open source their recovery tool that they released in their new update release. And this will somehow, commit to more transparent guidelines on how recovery seed phrases are shared with customers who verify their identity. So there is a new software update to Ledger that would allow users to back up their recovery seed phrases if they have their valid identities, or if they opted for a KYC option on Ledger. This is not something compulsory by the company. This is an option the company was releasing in the market. But looking at the strict history of Ledger and being a non-custodial wallet and taking pride in saving those private keys in a safe manner on the Ledger, now this promise has been broken, and there is fear that Ledger might leak or share private keys with law enforcement if a law order came out. Law order is one of the major, I would say, news and topics for 2023, because the law and the order now is, putting the roadmap for the growth of crypto in many regions around the world. One of those images or roadmaps for the growth of crypto is putting it under the central bank, and hence CBDCs. CBDCs are basically projects developed with crypto or with technology companies, let's say. So we have, for example, a project Jura, that is the central bank digital currency of Switzerland and France. That this is developed, for example, with IBM and as well with Ripple. They have Govcoin, IBM. They have Project Aber. Project Aber or Aber is between UAE and Saudi Arabia. Their CBDC. R3 or Corda is launching the Switzerland and France project. There is one from EU and Japan called Project Stella, is as well on the R3 blockchain. eNaira is built on BitT Incorporated in Nigeria. And Bhutan, they worked with Ripple on their own central bank digital currencies. Now, it is as well important to note that 54% of those CBDCs are still in the research phase, 28% are in pilot phase, 5% have been cancelled or are inactive, and Lebanon's central bank digital currency belongs to those 5%. 2.8% were only launched. One of them is the e-krona that was launched in Sweden, and the rest is simply being piloted or proof or in a proof of concept. The lawmaker in Russia as well is looking to propose amendments to their digital ruble bill. Russia is trying left, right, and center to circumvent the sanctions that are put on its companies and its government officials and politically exposed people. Yet at the same time, they're finding legal ways to break this financial embargo and perhaps posing a digital type of currency to contain the digital payments inside the country and outside the country through this new program. There will be many restrictions as the government is trying to impose more and more restrictions on the data protection, on the central bank role, on the access to the funds. It's not yet clear 100%, but this section of the country interacting with cryptocurrencies is very interesting because it is a way to circumvent, as we said, sanctions. And on the other hand, the law enforcement around the world and the FATF is especially looking on the use of cryptocurrencies for illicit trades and for evading sanctions, which why we had a company that was registered in Dubai called, I think, I don't recall the name, but the individual in charge of the company was charged by the United States for aiding Russian officials in, evading sanctions using this platform for citizenship and cryptocurrency exchange in Dubai. So the debate goes on whether whether crypto should be regulated as it's being regulated today, or the current laws and checks and balances that are put in place to protect the local people and the local currencies, the fiat currencies, from money laundering and from financing terrorism, are they enough, and can we apply them as well to cryptocurrencies? Debates such as whether crypto should be regulated or not, they as well spill into other spaces. One of the largest debates now going on in the United States is the Bitcoin mining effect on communities, on the environment, and in saving energy in general. Usually in such debates, as CoinDesk is stating, the most people who are involved in this, the workers, the owners of the houses in mining communities, the owners of the land, the people who work in those mining facilities, they are excluded from such a debate. And it's many times based on misinformation. So there was a ban on Bitcoin mining activities that are generating carbon emissions. So if a Bitcoin mining facility is using a gas-based facility to produce electricity and run the mine, or it's working on coal or working any source of energy that emits carbon emissions, and that causes some disruption or destruction to the environment around it, it should be banned immediately. That's what they did in New York. but it was based on misinformation. The misinformation that was shared that the lake in New York City was as hot as a hot tub, as it was mentioned in the reports, but in fact, it was 32 degrees, still under the accepted, warm temperatures of a lake. And the reason is this electricity, you know, compound that was using the lake's water to cool down its engines. It was taking cold water from the lake and returning warmer water. But this warm water was still under the allowed temperatures, so it was okay to go back in the lake, and it was still within the um, you know law and regulation around the water temperature of this lake. So using misinformation, they are trying to seize down the Bitcoin mining activities, and it's becoming a political agenda more than a case study by study. So the debates go on, and we hope that in the future debates, people are involved in this discussion around cryptocurrencies, around regulation specifically. And with this, we want to thank you for week 21.
Thank you, Tay. Interesting discussion. Interesting today. Different points, I would say, what's happening in the world. And as we saw, there was a lot of regulation popping up left and right. I was yesterday on a Shark News also discussing the regulations that is being proposed by the watchdog, which is International Securities Watchdog, IOSCO. That is, maybe we will not just the C7, a global relation on International Securities Watchdog contains more than 230 members, i.e., most of the world's exchanges. So let's wait and see this proposition, where it will go and how far it will go, and then we'll see based on that. But that will be the first draft of more regulations. So this one will be in effect end of the year. So 2024 will be the action of not regulation, forcing regulations. We're going to be seeing more of that. We have a couple of comments. Lamia asks on open source, what does that mean? Still, it can be recovered. You're muted.
Indeed, Lama, open source can perhaps help us to make sure that the recovery is done without a backdoor. Yet still a recovery is a recovery, and the methods of such recovery systems should be public, I believe, to give confidence for people that there is no third party listening, leaking, or watching this recovery process. The whole point of having a cold wallet and a cold storage is to avoid asking for a recovery service. You are your own bank. You should recover your own coins. Your best way of creating this wallet is writing the seed phrase on a piece of paper, or any other alternative that preserves the privacy and preserves the right for one recovery only, and not a recovery through using your identity or using the third party as an authenticator.
Very interesting. Lamia also says, I will not go to CBDC if I can. That's a big debate. I think we're having another debate today. We were having a debate of decentralization. Now we're having a debate of centralization by itself with CBDCs. I hear a lot of comments. Bob says the UK Parliament proposed it to be under gambling. Crazy times.
Yes, every jurisdiction, every regulation is proposing to create or to regulate cryptocurrencies under their own terms and conditions. The UK is following the gambling route. Perhaps it is easy for them to fit it into this category for people who are speculating and gaining their income from margin activities, derivatives, and so on. But there are as well other sectors of society or of communities that are running their day-to-day businesses and their livelihoods on such activities, like USDT, Bitcoin, and so on. Um,
It's good they
making
didn't put it. It's good they didn't put it under gaming.
Exactly, making it on making both categories similar in regulation, I think, is not fair. So, and we don't expect the regulator as well to put a regulation or a measure for every single activity. Hence, it's a debate on how can we treat crypto and Bitcoin. Do we treat it as cash money, or do we treat it as a commodity or as a security, or so on? This is one of the debates that is going in the United States as well. The regulators themselves, they are having discussions. The commodities sector is saying Bitcoin is a commodity. SEC is saying no, Bitcoin could be a security, or Ethereum could be a security. Ethereum is not a commodity. You know,
We're still
it's
lost.
all discussions. Yes, yes,
We're still lost. Gary Gensler could not answer that, so we're fine.
exactly.
We're still in a gray area. Elias says UK is crazy. Hail the king. Hail the king. What can we say more? Bob mentions UK wants to push CBDCs. That's why I think he's replying on the UK Parliament uh, comments that the UK proposed gambling. I think this is could be one of their things to push their local CBDCs. But first, let them get it drafted before they push anything on a long journey, because so far they have been lacking or slacking on everything related to those technologies as we speak. Uh, anyway, Tay, any last comments?
No last comments from my end. I want to thank everyone for being with us today. We'll see you next week on week 22. And thank you for the again support on the Flus launch. Be careful on the scams out there. Flus is only
Yeah,
trading on MEXC. We do not have a pancake swap listing. We do not have any other listing on any other exchange. It's strictly traded on Avalanche, Avax C chain, the main chain, and it is listed on MEXC only. Any other listing is just a fake a fake token.
exactly. Just
Thank you
make sure.
again for having us. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you, Tay. Just make sure you publish this on regular social media, because
Yes,
they're always
yes,
looking for things to scam on. So good luck
yes.
on your launch, and
Thank you,
hopefully it will be a great utility.
thank you, thank you.
Bye bye.